Liverpool somehow leaves St. James's Park with all 3 points. This game was so frustrating from a Liverpool perspective. Newcastle, hats off to them. I know there's a lot going on with the Isak situation, but let's set that to the side because this game needs to be talked about. I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below because this was mental. This was an absolutely mad game. 3-2 full-time score, 112 minutes played. Liverpool were up 2-0. Newcastle were down to 10 men after the first half because of Anthony Gordon's red card, which we'll talk about. And somehow Newcastle claw and fight, and they managed to get back level. They were dominating Liverpool for a good stretch of the game, from like the 68th to 70th minute mark, around there, even before that, up until like the 90th minute. It was almost impossible for Liverpool to breathe at St. James's Park. The atmosphere was electric. The Newcastle fans were in incredible support for their club because it was a cauldron. It was absolutely insane. The atmosphere was, just unbelievable. And we always knew it was going to be. It was a tense game. There's a lot of fouls, a lot of yellow cards. And somehow at the end of the day, Liverpool managed to get all 3 points. And it comes from maybe the most unlikely of sources. Rio Ngumoha, a 16-year-old who just joined Liverpool within the last year from Chelsea's academy. He was snatched up from Chelsea's academy on some like cradle robbing stuff. This is a kid who was born in like 2008. He's 2008, bro. That's insane. We've seen tons of youngsters doing well in the Premier League as of late in the last few seasons. Nwaneri, Dalman, he got a penalty and an assist for Arsenal the other day. Now Rio Ngumoha, Liverpool's star boy, has gotten the winner at St. James's Park. I'm at a loss for words. I was pissed watching this game. The first, I didn't catch the entirety of the first half, but around halftime, I kind of tuned in and I was, watching. I saw the red card. I think it was a pretty, fair red. It seemed like a pretty intense game from the other fouls I saw with the like little bits and highlights that I saw until then. But Gravenberch, he opened scoring for Liverpool before the red card in about, I want to say, the 35th minute. Ekitike then 30 seconds into the second half doubles Liverpool's lead to make it 2-0. And from there, it really just kind of starts, becoming more and more of a battle. It was pure physicality throughout. It was a crazy game. And Newcastle get, a goal back through Bruno Guimaraes. And it was, a set piece. Newcastle applying tons of pressure on Liverpool from these dead ball situations. And it seemed like, it was going to be one of those games where Liverpool, is holding on. They're going to grind out, keep it at 2-1. Until William Asula, a striker at Newcastle, many people have, forgot to mention or kind of written off. Lovely little touch to put it past Alisson from a long ball from Nick Pope. Great touch, great finish. Hats off to him because that was really well worked by him. He equalizes for them. From there on, the 88th minute until about the 98th minute, I'd say, 99th minute maybe. It's just all Newcastle. It's all dead balls. It's all set pieces and long throw-ins, and they were just dominating Liverpool. The first goal, Kerkez, not to single out any Liverpool players, but he gets absolutely dogged by Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno just charges in, basically leaps over him, and Kerkez can't do anything but turn his back and kind of lean over, and the header gets scored. Then the Asula goal was kind of just like one of those ones where, it's a long ball from the goalie. You just take a little slight touch and dink, and then Alisson collides with Asula, but it doesn't matter because it's in the back of the net. Ultimately, there's a lot to say about this game. Liverpool, once again, exposed for defensive frailty at the back. No clean sheet in the first 2 games, and now they're on to Arsenal next week. But for Newcastle, this was impressive, honestly. They fought like hell. They were in it. I know they were at home. I know the occasion kind of had this mysticism around it. But at the end of the day, they fought and they believed. And with 10 men, they drew level with the reigning Premier League champions, which is at home or away is an impressive result. But Klopp ends up making some subs towards the end of the second half, around the, I want to see what minute it was in exactly. It was like 90 plus minute. And Harvey Elliott and Rio Ngumoha come on, two rather, shorter guys who aren't necessarily going to be competing in the, in the box or on set pieces for anything, defensively or offensively. And it's a lovely work play from Liverpool. They end up getting the ball down the right-hand side. Salah got himself an assist. It, is a nice little connection between him and Chiesa. Chiesa finds him on the right. Salah plays it through the middle, across the face of goal. Falls towards Szoboszlai, who just does a brilliant dummy. A really, really smart and well-timed dummy. And then it's just in perfect position for Rio Ngumoha, who nobody is marking. Not a single person was on this man. He just curls into the side netting with his right foot. And man, what a game. What a game. I'm at a shock. It's not perfect. It really isn't perfect because honestly, Liverpool, mate, like this could have been really embarrassing. I still think it is embarrassing to go level with Newcastle after being up 2-0 in a game where they were down to 10 men. I don't care if they're at St. James Park. They could be on Mars, bro. I would be pissed. I'd be genuinely upset. But in times like this, when there's like a huge winner, a big goal comes, and of course I'm thrilled. Like, I don't care about all the statistics right now. I'll still talk about them, but because there is some stuff to know. But man, that's awesome. I'm so happy. I'm genuinely like so enthralled and just, I can't believe it. The stats that I really want to talk about really quick: 0.93 XG for Newcastle, 0.7 for Liverpool. So not a ton of like clear cut chances. It was really scrappy and just like a huge fight between both sides. Newcastle had double the amount of shots of Liverpool, even though Liverpool had like 62% possession. And at the end of the day, all the accurate passing in the world, Liverpool's 83% to Newcastle's 68%, didn't matter. Newcastle had 7 corners to Liverpool's 1. They were just dominating every dead ball and set piece that they could. And honestly, that's a big concern for Liverpool because they're going to face Arsenal next week, and that could go any way. Really, it could go any way. Like, we don't know how that game's going to pan out. Is Bukayo Saka going to be fit? How's Odegaard looking? Is Eze going to start? Millions of questions there. But if I'm Newcastle, I take some positives from this match, but it's got to be gut-wrenching because for the whole Isak situation now, I'd be pissed. I'd be so pissed. Liverpool, though, saved by a youngster at the death in what would have been a very, very kind of embarrassing and narrative-shifting result. It still probably does shift the narrative of Liverpool. Like, I don't think really they're as impervious as people might have thought going into the season because the defense really is lacking. There's a lack of control at the back. We're letting in goals. We've let in, 3 or 4 already this season, which isn't what you want to see. Yeah, they've let in 4 this season already. That's the second worst defense in the league to Wolves. That's terrible. Wolves and Leeds, bro. Tied with Bournemouth. So it's bottom 4 defense in the leagues across 2 games so far. Well, actually, bottom 5, I should say, because West Ham has 8 goals conceded. But that's point aside. I can't wrap my head around this. I'm in absolute shock and awe. So relieved that Liverpool got a result there on all 3 points. But I am nervous for Arsenal next week. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're new. Like if you ended up enjoying the video. And comment down below with all your thoughts and whatever you want to say really about the result. I'm Sideline Sato. Peace.